What's up, everybody? My name is Patrick Mrzitsky, and you're watching my Newscast video where we talk about a lot of current events and things that affect you personally. First topic of the day. Trump calls on NFL to suspend Raiders Marshawn Lynch. Why does he do this? I'll let you know. Now, President Trump, he's a very conservative president. He's been elected this year, and as many of you know, he doesn't like the footballers who kneel during the national anthem. Now, during a game in Mexico on the 19th of November, Marshawn Lynch decided to take a knee for all the crimes being committed against black people, and he wanted to exercise his right of the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of protest, and he decided to take a knee. Now, the next day, Trump didn't like what he did. He called for the NFL to suspend him, which is, I don't know if that's allowed or not. I'm pretty sure it's not. But how does this have to do with what we're doing in class? We've looked at a lot of studies and cases about people exercising their First Amendment right of freedom of speech, protest, religion, all of that, and they're getting prosecuted for it and winning the Supreme Court cases. Now, if this goes into the Supreme Court case, I'm pretty sure Marshawn Lynch would win because there's no breaking of laws here. It's all according to the first right. For topic 2, Trump blames video games for school shootings. Here's what Science has to say. This article posted on March 8, 2018. President Donald Trump met with Congress and conservative media watchdog Brent Bozell and a mother of Parents Television Council to discuss violent video game exposure and the correlation to aggression and desensitization in children. Now, this was close to the press, so there's no actual statements released, but Trump has blamed, so this is according to media, Trump has blamed video games in recent weeks for making kids more violent, as some of the guests he invited to the meetings. Now, a tweet that Donald tweeted said, "Video game violence and glorification must be stopped. It is creating monsters." Now, this is his opinion of what video games do to kids, coming from a video game player. I don't see more violent after playing a game of Call of Duty or stuff like that. You know, it's just for like your own satisfaction. These are all personal, you know, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is. Personal decisions a person makes. It doesn't have to do with the game influencing a person to do that. Now, page 2. Mark Applebaum, an emeritus professor of psychology in the University of South Carolina, said there's no scientific evidence that can confirm or disconfirm this speculation. And Brad Bushman, a professor of communications and psychology at The Ohio State University, said, "You cannot randomly assign people a violent or non-violent game in the lab, give them a gun, and see what they do with the gun. You can't get it. There's no way to test this speculation. Science can't prove this as right or wrong." Now, for topic 3, we have Michigan Republicans could vote to legalize recreational marijuana next week. Posted on June 2nd. Now, the lawmakers are proposing that they vote on it instead of sending it to a ballot for the people to vote on, which would make it a lot faster for the law to get put in place and easier as well. Now, Senator Arlen Meekoff said, "I'm proposing that we adopt it and amend it and put it right under the medical marijuana law and regulate it." Now, he said this because he doesn't want to just put recreational marijuana straight out there, no regulations, anything like that. He wants to ease his way into it and be able to, you know, change some rules if there has to be changed and be able to, you know, adjust with it. Well, before he proposed this, marijuana, like alcohol, gathered enough signatures to get the marijuana legalization law they've crafted into a statewide ballot. So they already had a lot of support behind it, and we're gonna eventually make it recreational. It was just a matter of time. Now, as proposed, The initiative would legalize and regulate the marijuana for recreational use, but you would have to be over 21 of age to buy it and use it legally, and you still would not be able to consume it in a public place, and would not be able to function a car or let's say like a motorcycle or anything in a public area. But if you're in a private area, you can do anything you want with it basically, and you'll be fine. Now, in my opinion, I think they're doing this because they're realizing that marijuana isn't such a bad thing, like health-wise, and if used correctly, it could be actually beneficial to people, some people, and also it would lower the criminal intake of people, because people are getting arrested like every day just because of possession of marijuana, which is kind of stupid, because it's the same thing as arresting somebody as possession of cigarettes. It's just another thing you smoke. Many states already have it legalized recreationally, so it's not even a bad thing, and those states are actually doing very well right now after they legalized it. So everything proves to show that legalizing marijuana isn't such a bad thing as people say it should be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.